Ladies and gentlemen, there is a high number of elderly people dying from falls. Now, this would make sense because the baby boomers are their last biggest generation and they are elderly now. And being that they are such a large generation, you would have something like this happening. It actually makes sense. This came out a day ago on Fox News. Deaths from falls among older Americans are on the rise. So, there was a research that came out of Chicago that shows fatal falls have nearly tripled in older Americans in recent years, rising to more than 25,000 deaths yearly. And it would. Remember, these are the baby boomers, y'all. So it would be a high number and probably will be even higher next year. The findings highlight the importance of fall prevention. A separate study bolsters evidence that programs focusing on improving muscle strength and balance can help achieve that goal. Both studies were published Tuesday in the Journal of the American Medicine Association. Circumstances weren't included in the data, but traumatic brain injuries and hip fractures leading to steep health declines among causes of deaths in older adults who fall. So yes, and also, people that have a lot of heart problems, especially when they start getting towards the end of their life, they fall a lot too. Deaths from falls may have increased because older people are living longer independently, and are living longer with chronic conditions, says Elizabeth Burns, a study co-author and health scientist at the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention Injury Center. She noted that some medications also make older people prone to falls. That's very true. And that's another thing to consider. There's a lot of people out here that are taking a number of different prescription medications on a daily basis. And yes, that would impact them being steady on their feet or being a little more shaky on their feet. So that definitely makes a difference. Okay, so she noted that some medications also make older adults prone to falls. That includes prescription drugs affecting balance. Burns said research shows their use of certain uh, psychiatric medications that can cause drowsiness and vision problems has increased substantially in recent years. Yeah. And many of them are on those heavy duty narcotics like opioids, too. A lot of elderly people are on opioids. The new analysis includes 16 years of US vital statistic data on adults age 75. Fatal falls increase from 8,600 in 2000 to 25,190 in 2016. Wow, that's a huge jump. That's a huge jump when you look at those numbers. Separate CDC data shows they climbed even higher in 2017 to almost 26,440 fatal falls in Americans age 75 and older. The rate in the study more than doubled from 51 fatal falls per 100,000 people to 122 falls per 100,000. The results echo studies of fatal fall trends in the Netherlands and other European countries, so it's a high number of it going on in Europe. Weight bearing exercising, such as walking, balance exercise, and resistance exercise to strengthen muscle, can also reduce risk for falls. Okay, yeah, that's true. That's true. I even had elderly people in my family that have fell, but thank goodness they didn't die from their falls, but they certainly did fall. The program studied. The second study involved exercise 3 times a week at home for a year, with 5 sessions led by a physical therapist. These include seated and standing leg lifts, knee bends, and backward walking, plus walking half an hour at least twice weekly. Mhm. Participants were 344 Canadian adults aged 70 and older who had experienced a recent fall. So this is going on a lot everywhere. Half were randomly assigned to a program, plus usual care by doctors. The remainder received only usual care. There were 236 falls during the study among exercise group, compared to 366 falls among others. Okay, many U.S. communities offer fall prevention exercise programs at senior centers. Yeah, that's true. They do. The National Council on Aging offer tips online. Wow. You're going to have this, ladies and gentlemen, happening all over because remember, they said the largest population on earth are the elderly. They are. And I was reading articles a few years ago how many Europeans were concerned because they were aging and there were not enough younger people to help care for them. So they were concerned. And there was a high number of them going into Africa and adopting the children. And that was so they could help out with them getting old. So I can see this eventually going through the roof as the next decade come upon us because the biggest die outs are going to be among these elderly people worldwide. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.